Welcome to my channel. I have a message for you, so let's jump straight into it. Oh, got the Five of Cups. We've got the Queen of Wands. Got the Ten of Pentacles. Tell me about this Five of Cups. Judgment. Okay. Tell me about this Queen of Wands. We've got the Sun. Tell me about this Ten of Pentacles. The Seven of Cups. Okay, and underneath the deck we have the Hermit. Aww. Wow. So this message is for someone who has felt very isolated from the world. It feels like you've just been in this time of healing, of reflection, sort of trying to rediscover what your purpose is on this earth. And I feel like it's required a lot of time alone, because with the Five of Cups here, I just sense so much sadness. It feels like there's been so many things that have happened that have been so disappointing for you, where, it's even got you questioning whether does it get any better, And it does. This reading already tells me that it does. And yeah, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about that. You've had a very long road. I can see that there. A very long road that has come with a lot of disappointment, a lot of loss, a lot of struggles, also a lot of loneliness. And I feel like with this Judgment card being here is that you've gone through all these really difficult times, but I feel like you've really showed character, because it feels like much as you've been going through this really difficult time, you've taken it as an opportunity for you to learn about yourself, for you to learn different lessons. It's like with each loss, with each struggle, with each disappointment, you always look for something to learn in that so that you can better yourself. And it also feels like, there's something that you thought was your true purpose in life, where it turns out that it actually isn't. And now it kind of feels like you're a little bit lost. And it's like you're trying to find a way forward. You're trying to understand what you should be doing next, right? And so, God and the divine, your spirit team, your ancestors here, they see you as a very wise person. You have so much wisdom in you, because they even watch you as you take all these losses and how you find a way to sort of transmute that energy into a lesson to better yourself. And they are always just so amazed at how you can do that. And with this Queen of Wands being here, it's almost like they want to remind you of the power that you have. And also a reminder that this this Five of Cups energy, this going through losses and struggles is not something that's going to happen for a very long time. That it's just that, there are certain things that I feel like had to be brought to your attention. And sometimes when, when I mean, we can even sort of compare this to real life, that sometimes we learn lessons by making the mistakes, right? You make a mistake, you learn that, you know what, I'm not going to do it that way ever again. And then you move forward and you do better, you know? But sometimes we can be oblivious to certain things that are happening. And I get that feeling here, especially with the Seven of Cups here. I feel like for you, for a very long time, a lot of people sort of manipulated you. They sort of presented themselves as one way, whereas they were another. And the thing is that I feel like this Ten of Pentacles energy is you. I feel like you invested all your time, all your energy into these people. But meanwhile, they were not at all who you thought they were, or what they presented themselves to be. And I even feel like even in your environments, it's like you were existing in these different environments that you thought were in line with who you are. But I feel like when real life things started happening, you started to question whether these places are really for you, right? So that's what I'm sensing here. And it's almost like you've become a better version of yourself. And I know it's so difficult to have to go through this process where you learn really difficult lessons. And it feels like all the time you're being thrown things left, right, and center. But I feel like your spirit team also wants you to know that you are not alone, that they want you to rediscover the best parts of you. I also feel a depression energy here. Maybe someone was struggling from depression here. And it's almost like you started to believe those negative thoughts that your mind would lie to you about. Like you started to believe those negative things. And you start to judge yourself so heavily. And I feel like your confidence took a knock, your self-esteem, your ability to believe in your skills, to believe that you are capable of doing things. You started questioning everything about yourself. And that's why you felt lost. And it's like Spirit wants to remind you who you are. And for me, whenever there's like an animal within the picture, like for example here in this Queen of Wands, like we have this cat here, for me it represents Spirit being there with you. So you are so heavily supported and you are so dearly loved. Spirit wants you to see yourself in the way that they see you. With the Sun card here, it's like they want to illuminate the power, the powerhouse that you are. And it's like you spend such a long time looking down on yourself, walking into a room looking down, like not feeling enough for anything or anyone. And Spirit is like, no. The issue here was that you were investing yourself into the wrong people and places, into the wrong things. It was never about you. There was never anything wrong with you. And now they want you to remember this bold, confident person that you are. You are like a boss. You know, when you walk into a room, people look at you. They do. Even if you are looking down and you're not believing in yourself, people still look at you. When you speak, when you are in a room, let's say you're in a room full of people, a meeting or a get together, whatever, when you open your mouth, people stop in their tracks and they listen to you. And it's almost like the people that didn't notice you, they double take on you to say, okay, who is that person? It's almost like you lost your spark. Or maybe I shouldn't say lost, you forgot your spark. Because your spark is still there. It never went anywhere. It never went anywhere. It's just that these the thing is that you perceive these as losses, because it's like maybe you lost friends, maybe you lost a relationship, maybe you lost connections with family members, maybe you lost a job, maybe you lost, an opportunity. Whatever this is, it's something that you deemed as important, and Spirit is saying that no, my doll, that was not for you. That was not for you. If anything, it presented itself as something that is aligned with who you are. But at that time, you hadn't yet rediscovered who you were, because you were so influenced by all these bad spaces and people that you were around that they completely changed your perception. And that's why you had to be in solitude, so that you can be able to rediscover who you are, so that you can have that close bond and connection with Spirit, have that close bond and connection with yourself as well, so that you can remember who you are. And, you know, like I said, it feels like you had been under this illusion for such a long time that you thought that was your truth. Whereas now it's like Spirit is like, no, time's up now. We are illuminating every single thing. And that's why for you it feels like it's a struggle left, right, and center. But Spirit is actually trying to save you from people, spaces, energies that you should not be around, because they bring your energy down. They drain you. And when you're drained, it feels like it's easier for those negative thoughts to start coming into you. And then you start putting that heavy judgment on yourself, start questioning every single thing about yourself. And then that confidence goes down, and then that hope goes down. Then you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel anymore. Wow. Let me get more cards about this situation. We've got the Knight of Wands. What I'm hearing, it's almost like Spirit saying that, for you, it seems like these things were happening almost unexpectedly. But like I said, this had been going on for a very long time. And, we are not on God's time. Sometimes when certain things happen here in the physical with us, God had already been working it out for you for a very long time. And this is one of those situations where for you, it seems like, oh my gosh, suddenly this is happening. Suddenly, so unexpectedly, this is happening. But this was a long time in the making. And it almost makes me feel like people got away with a lot when it came to you. People got away with a lot. People lied and deceived you. It's like they lied in your face. And I feel like it even reached a point where you were confused as to who really is on your side. You started wondering, do you even have anyone? And that's why you felt lonely. That who really has my best interests at heart? Let's see. Then we have the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords is also for me a training card. It's like when you're being trained, when you're learning. So these are lessons. These are certain lessons that I feel like you had to learn on your way towards something with this Knight of Wands. Tell me more. I'm telling you, 10 of Cups. I'm telling you. These are lessons that you had to learn on your way to this 10 of Cups. Like, it's 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 one of those things where it feels so rough for you, but you don't know that behind the scenes things are being worked out for you, you know? For you it's presented as oh my gosh, one thing after another. But the truth of the matter is that things are being sorted out for you in the back end. And you see, this Page of Swords also can also represent some kind of delay in communication. And that's what I was talking about, that, you know, this has been a long time in the making in spirit. And it's only now manifesting itself in your physical now. And that's why it seems like you just taking loss after loss after loss. No, this is something that had been happening for a very long time. And God was also fixing it for you for a very long time, because there are certain places that God wants you to go, and God wants you to enjoy every single thing about what He's setting up for you. He wants you to be happy. And it's like you cannot be happy whilst you are still entertaining these energies, these spaces. You won't get to truly experience the true blessing of what God is putting through for you in your life. Look at that. 3 of Cups. I'm telling you, a time of celebration is coming. And then we've got the 9 of Pentacles underneath the deck. God wants you to be surrounded by people who actually love you, who will actually be there for you, who will support you. And God wants you to enjoy yourself. And also with this lavender here, it always gives me that sense of calm, that sense of peace. A time will come for you to celebrate. It will. But the thing is that you have to first, you have to find your value. Find that spark in yourself again. Can you see how in this picture she's looking up? When you walk into a room, God wants you to look up again, to walk in there with confidence in yourself, in who you are. And so that you're also not afraid to do things by yourself. That you are healthy within the relationships and connections that you have, but you're also healthy within yourself, with yourself. You have really amazing things that are coming here. Like I said, this was in the making for a very long time. Because where you are going, those energies cannot be there with you. You have community coming in. If you lost friends, you have new friends coming in. If you lost a job, you have a better job coming in. If you were if you were existing in spaces that gave you anxiety, uncertainty, confusion, you have certainty on the way. You're going to live a more truthful life, true to who you truly are, not the influences of all these other energies that I feel like they really influenced how you thought or saw yourself. And like I said, it's time for you to see how God sees you in His eyes. So if anything, with this Page of Swords being here, the real main message here is telling me that you have some excitement that's going to be coming in. And when it comes in for you, it's going to seem like it's probably going to overwhelm you in a good way, because it's going to feel like, oh my goodness, one thing after another is just coming through for me. Everything's happening so fast, but it was always in the making. It was always in the making, and you also had to be upgraded. You had to learn these lessons so that you can truly appreciate these blessings that God has for you, that you will get to enjoy, that you will get to celebrate them, and celebrate them with the people with the right people, the people that are for you, the people that God knows will love and be there for you in the same way that you show up for others. It's time for you to show up for yourself. It's time for you to remember your spark. You don't have to be in this sort of always this doom and gloom energy because of all the things that have happened and feel like bad things are constantly going to happen to you. Those things were not to harm you. They were to wake you up to the real truth, to what's really going on. And I'm telling you, the closer that you put yourself towards spirit, towards God, towards the divine, towards your ancestors, the closer that you are with even yourself, then the more you're going to truly appreciate your life. You're going to appreciate it now as you are, and you're going to appreciate it as the great things also come in. Because there's always something to be grateful for. And I know it's difficult when you're going through, when you're struggling. It's hard to look for the things to be grateful about, but the divine love a grateful spirit. And also when you hold that gratitude in your heart, it's easier for you to be hopeful. It's easier for you to appreciate the good. And therefore, when you are in that mind state, it's easier for you to attract those good things in your life. Wow. Okay. I'm going to leave it at that today. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. I really, really appreciate it. Please like, comment, and share if you'd like. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe. I would love to have you. And, for the people going through this particular journey, hang in there. Hang in there and, tighten up that relationship that you have with the divine, with God, your ancestors. That's your support system. They are there for you. And everything that's happening for you right now, it is for you, for your best interest. But anyways, please, guys, please take care of yourselves until the next reading. And yeah, and I mean, all the best with this. I will definitely be praying for you for this. But yeah, thanks, guys.